What's up, guys? Welcome. Yesterday's 10 NHL games. Pretty big day for the NHL, and then we're gonna go over the NHL standings, and then we're out of here. All of my social medias, my website, my Twitch, my Discord for this podcast, my Twitch Discord, my Spotify, and a couple of discussion groups for my Facebook, are all in the description of this podcast episode and previous ones. Go ahead, check all that out. Just go to the channel if you like this podcast, like this video if you like NHL Monday, and you like this one in particular. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And so yeah, check out the description because it's about a paragraph and a half of who I am as well, and how to reach out to me if you want to know how to reach out to me. So yeah, um, yeah, one sec. Okay, yeah, I'm back. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this NHL Monday. Starting with the Oilers and the Capitals. The Capitals take down the Oilers 7-3 at home. Ovechkin gets a hat trick. He's 13 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record and 14 away from tying. Draisaitl gets another goal, 42nd of the season. He's absolutely ridiculous, I think that's to say the least. Oilers continuing to let up 13 goals in the first two games since coming back from the Four Nation face-off break. Very concerning from a defensive and goaltending standpoint. Um, this one is slightly more excusable because it was the Capitals, but it's not at all excusable for a team that's supposed to be winning the cup this year. You'll at least be contending for a cup. And then the first one versus the Flyers was absolutely unacceptable, and this one is also unacceptable to lose by that much. It's really just not looking good for the Oilers. I think they will bounce back, but they have some concerns heading into the playoffs. I think they've had concerns, but they're really being put out to show for everybody, like, hey guys, we have defensive and goaltending concerns. So I think it's really important for the Oilers to either add somebody during at the trade deadline or really figure something out before the playoffs start. Because they head in the playoff like this, they could be exposed. Because last year's playoff run, if you look at the last year's playoff run, Connor McDavid had one of the greatest playoff runs we've ever seen. That penalty kill is 94%, something like that. Didn't let up a single power play goal for like 20 straight tries. Like, and Stuart Skinner is better than he usually is. Like, it's very hard to replicate that type of run. That would just go to the Stanley Cup final. So, assuming they don't replicate that kind of run, which is very impressive, I don't know if they'll be able to replicate all the stuff that went right that run to make it to that run. So I don't know if teams like the Knights, Kings, maybe even, I don't know about the Kings. I'm not really a big believer. I was taking a drink, but yeah, I'm not a big believer in the Kings personally because I don't like their star power in the all around game. I do like the defense and the goal thing's pretty good. He has the cup under his belt and Dusty Kemper, but don't like the offense. Don't really like the star power, but you never know, they could. But teams like the Knights, the Stars, the Jets, like, had a chance to take down the Oilers for sure. They're definitely not untouchable. The Jets look way more untouchable than the Jets do. Right? You're the Oilers. They do. Rangers get outshot 40-16 by the Penguins, but still get a win. 37 saves and 37 saves and 40 shots against for Eagles for sure. Okay. Stellar performance, steals the game for the Rangers. They do put up 5 goals and 16 shots, very opportunistic, but Rangers looked terrible in the first two games. First game, they got the well-deserved loss. In this game, Eagles shook and bails them out. Not to see whether they're able to bounce back next game and look better overall, but a win's a win. They need any kind of points they can get right now. It might not be the prettiest win, but they got the 2 points. They can learn from their mistakes, move on to the next one. For the Penguins, I mean, they're trying to claw their way into a wild card spot. And when you're losing games like this, that you out shooting your opponent by 24 shots, you need to win those. And at home, you need to win those games. But they're not, so that's not good for the Penguins. The Red Wings go up, I believe, 3-1, something like that. I think, yeah. let the Ducks come all the way back, and then they end up winning in overtime. They almost go back-to-back games where they go up by multi goals in the third period and blow and lose in overtime. That's when they win in overtime. But the big storyline of this game was Trevor Zegras hit. I don't remember quite who he hit, but somebody on the Red Wings, I don't remember who he hit, but somebody dumped it down, and like 3 seconds later, Zegras jumped up and showed him in the head, and he's way taller. Zegras, the other guy that he hit was way taller than him, and he clearly elevated to hit him in the head. He got suspended 3 games for that hit. I think that's a good call from the NHL Department of Player Safety. But I think that's very, very, very good call. He needs to be suspended for that. That is a terrible hit. He's not known for letting cheap hits like that, but that was terrible. You do not ever do that in the game of NHL. There's no place for that. It's disgusting. So I'm glad he got suspended for that. But yeah, the Red Wings get to 2 points. They needed those 2 points for what happened last time. But the Kraken outshoot the Lightning by 13 shots, 37-24 to be exact. With the Lightning pick up a 4-1 win at home, 36 saves and 37 shots against for Andrei Vasilevsky. He continues to be stellar this season. Kraken upset the Panthers on Saturday, and then the second half of a back-to-back, they outplay the Lightning slightly, honestly, which is quite surprising, but they don't quite get the result. It's good. They upset the Panthers, and they travel just in the same state right over to Tampa, and then they almost upset them as well. They outplay them, don't get the result. The Avalanche fall to the Blue 3-1 on the road. They outshoot them by 4 shots, but Benner, coming right out of that ridiculous championship performance in the Four Nation faceoff, comes out and stones the Avalanche 28 saves, 29 shots against. Well, Benner, 1-0 Devils shutout win on the road. A 29 save Nico Daws shutout. Maybe he can be good backup for Drake Allen until Drake Markstrom comes back later in the season. That'd be huge for the Devils. They can hopefully keep the spot 3 in the Metro. Maybe even move up, but not looking like that. Not looking very likely. The Devils needed that convincing win. They needed to win that game. They got the 2 points, and they got it in a pretty convincing fashion. Leafs take down the Hawks 5-2 on the road. The Leafs take care of business. Jason Robertson gets a hat trick as the Stars take down the Islanders on the road. 34 saves and 37 shots against for Casey Smith. Huge win. Flames hang on. The Sharks battle back, but they're unable to get the result. They lose by 1 goal. Flames take a home victory, and the Hockey Club take down the Canucks 2-1. They outplay them heavily. They over double their shots. They have 17 more shots than Canucks, so they have over double the shots the Canucks had. So yeah, pretty bad performance from the Canucks. Knowing the Flames won that game, the Canucks need to start winning games sooner, otherwise the Flames will take the second wildcard spot straight from the Canucks. What's do here? The 0-2 from out of the Four Nations race. Let's have the standings. Talk about the standings as we always do. Number 1 in the Atlantic is the Leafs, 35-20-2 for 72 points. 2-game win streak here as they have 1 game in hand on the Panthers. They are controlling their own fate here from the Atlantic Division. The Leafs are number 1 in the Atlantic again, pick up a huge win versus the Hawks. They overtake the number 1 in the Atlantic. The Panthers get upset by the Kraken. The Panthers should have taken care of business versus the Kraken, first and foremost. Second of all, they were not able to do that, and then the Maple Leafs said, hey, you're not going to take care of business. We're going to take care of business on our own, by ourselves. We'll overtake number 1 in the Atlantic, and they did just that. Number 2 in the Atlantic is the Florida Panther, 34-21, 371 points. Lost the most recent game in the Seattle Kraken, heading out of the 4 Nations face-off break. Let's be honest here, nobody's worried about the Panthers. If you're worried about the Panthers, you're worried about nothing. Panthers are the Panthers. They'll be fine. They'll win some games coming up here. They'll be perfectly fine. They'll probably still win the Atlantic. Number 3 in the Tampa Bay Lightning, 32-24 for 68 points. 5-game win streak, 17-1 in the last 10. This seems for some reason going under everybody's radar right now. Nobody's talking about the Lightning out of the East right now. Nobody. You got the offense, 201 goals. I'm pretty sure the 3rd team in the NHL to get to 200 goals behind the Jets and the Capitals, I believe. But yeah, ridiculous amount of goals. They have more goals for and less goals against than both the Leafs and the Panthers out of the Atlantic themselves. So man, Why are they going on everybody's radar? I don't know why. They're really, really good right now. I could see them upsetting a team for a round or two, making a deep playoff run again. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. We look at the Metro. Number 1, the Washington Capitals. You got 38, 11, and 8 for 84 points. 2-game win streak, 6-1 and 3. In the last turn, coming off one nation face-off break, smacking the Oilers 7-3 on home ice. Literally they pick up a win on Saturday too. I think they played on Saturday. Yeah, they did. I don't remember who they played. Oh yeah, they smacked the Penguins 8-3, and then so they scored 15 goals. In the first 2 games coming off one nation face-off break, picking up the offense right where they left off. And so yeah, I mean the Capitals are cooking and they're looking like, on paper, the way the regular season's been going, probably the favorites to come out of the East. But we all know they're not. The Panthers are probably number 1 favorites to come out of the East, and then it's probably the Leafs, maybe, then the Hurricanes, then the Lightning, then the Devils, then the Capitals, then the Devils. But I don't know. I think the Capitals are one of the favorites to come out of the East. I don't personally have them coming out of the East, representing the East in the Stanley Cup Final, but I could see them doing it. I have them personally going to the Eastern Conference Finals to eventually lose to the Panthers. So yeah. Number 2 in the Metro, Hurricane, 33-24 for 70 points. Lost the most recent game, 5-4-1 the last 10. Hurricanes have potential to go on a bit of a run. I'm going to be honest here. They're due for a bit of a run. The heavy forward tracking, great defense, goaltending. If they can get hot, I don't see why they can't make a bit of a run. I could see them making it to the conference finals. I don't think if they do make it there, I think the Capitals are going to beat them in 7 games. I could easily see the Hurricanes beating the Capitals. That could go either way, but I think the Capitals are going to win that game 7. So I think it's going to be the Panthers-Capitals conference finals. The Panthers do win that series in 6 games. But if you look at the Hurricanes, they could definitely beat the Capitals in that series. Wouldn't be surprised to meet the Panthers, in my opinion. I think the Panthers would beat the Lightning in the East. I think. Yeah, I think so. I could see the Lightning beating them, but I don't think the Leafs. I did have the Leafs beating them for a while, but I did kind of take a look at their depth. Their depth played really good in the first 2 games coming out of the 4 Nations break. So that's huge for the Leafs to get their depth to score. But yeah, I don't know. They're not a very deep roster, especially not compared to the Panthers. But number 3 in the Metro, the New Jersey Devils. 32, 21, 6 or 70 points, 64 in the last 10. The team's been up and down, up and down, up and down for the past month or 2. Really, they needed to come out of the 4 Nations face-off break strong. They lost the game. What did they lose? I don't remember. But they won the most recent game 5-0 shot on Nico Dahl's shutout. Maybe Nico Dahl can be a steady backup for Jake Allen until Jacob Markstrom comes back, and then Jake Allen can be the backup for Jacob Markstrom. Starter, but he's out. So yeah, but yeah, the Devils trying to keep their number 3 in the Metro spot. They're looking like they have a comfy cushion in that spot. If the Hurricanes have 2 games in hand on them with the same amount of points, so yeah, the Devils sit right now. They're more than likely going to play the Hurricanes in the first round. If that does happen, I will definitely have the Hurricanes favored to win that series. And here's the wild card. Look right now. Red Wings are number 1 wildcard team. Senators are number 2. Right behind them are the Blue Jackets, Boston Bruins, Rangers, Islanders, Canadiens, Flyers, Penguins, the Buffalo Sabres. So my top 3 in the Atlantic. Number 1, I still think the Panthers are gonna end up taking it. Number 2, the Leafs. Number 3, the Lightning. And then in the Metro, number 1, the Capitals. 2, Hurricane. 3, Devils. My 2 wildcard teams. Number 1 is gonna be the Ottawa Senators. Number 2 is gonna be the Red Wings. That would make a matchup series of the Capitals and the Red Wings, Panthers and the Senators in the Chuck Bowl, Leafs, Lightning, Hurricanes, Devils, Eastern Conference first round matchups. That'd be pretty dang interesting. That would be very, very fun. But if you look at the Western Conference, starting with the Central Division, you got the Winnipeg Jets, 41, 14, and 3 for 85 points. They are a 10-game win streak right now. They were losing to the Sharks 1-0. They scored with 23 seconds left to tie the game. Josh Morrissey just today. Great shot, dude. And then they won an overtime. Mark Scheifele, the overtime winners. 10-game win streak right now. Look, they're looking like the most dominant team in hockey right now. They're going to be a tough outcome playoff time. Number 2 in the Central is the Dallas Stars, 37, 18, and 2 for 76 points. 3-game win streak, 8-1-1 in the last 10. They're trying to curse the separation between them and the Wild for the second Central spot. But number 3, the Minnesota Wild, 34-19, 472 points. They're a 3-game win streak of their own. Stars are trying to create some separation from the Wild, and the Wild are doing pretty dang good job themselves of trying to close that gap and eventually overtake them. I feel like the Jets are kind of creating separation for themselves from the top of not only the Central, but the West. They have a 9-point cushion over the second place Stars in the Central, and then they have 11-point cushion over the first in the Pacific Knights. So they're kind of running away at the Western Conference title right now. It's going to be between them and the Capitals for the President Trophy, in my opinion. That's going to be very fun to watch. The Jets looking like the most dominant team in hockey right now, for sure. The number 1 in the Pacific is the Vegas Golden Knights, 34-17, 674 points, 2-game win streak, 5-3-2 in the last 10. They're currently playing the Los Angeles Kings as we speak. They're in Los Angeles right now. They are on a 3-game win streak compared to the number 2 seeded in the Pacific Division, Edmonton Oilers, 34-19, 472 points on the 3-game losing streak. The Knights catapult themselves with the 3-game win streak, as the Oilers are kind of starting to flip down a little bit. Not good for Oilers. Knights control their own. I wouldn't say control their own fate, but they're definitely they're going in the right direction for sure. But number 3, Los Angeles Kings, 30-17, 767 points, 5-3-2 in the last 10. They are not very good on the road, but they are very, very, very good at home. 18-3-2 at home, but only 12-14-5 on the road. Very they can get their road record to be a little bit better. They could be dangerous in the playoffs, but I don't know. But we'll have to see what the Kings can do there. But yeah, then here are the wild card. The number 1 wild card is the Avalanche, 33-24 and 268 points, and then the second wild card is the Vancouver Canucks, 26-20 and 11 for 63 points. With number 3 is the Calgary Flames, 27-21 and 8 for 62 points. So Flames are 1 game in hand with only 1 less point, so they have a better point percentage than the Canucks right now. So the Canucks will start winning games soon. The Flames will overtake them. Number 3 in the top 3 in the Central will be number 1 Winnipeg. They're kind of running away with that right now. Number 2 is gonna be Dallas. Number 3 is gonna be Minnesota. Top 3 in the Pacific. Number 1, I still think it's gonna be Edmonton. I think Edmonton's gonna follow the way to number 1 in the Pacific. Number 2 is gonna be Vegas. Number 3 is gonna be Los Angeles. My 2 wildcard teams. Number 1 is gonna be Colorado. And then number 2 is going to be the Vancouver Canucks. I think they're gonna win more games come down the stretch. I trust a more established team down the stretch. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's NHL Monday. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode. Have a great day. Night watchers, live watchers after live at night, evening, morning, evening, afternoon, or time you're watching us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow the podcast. Watching us on Spotify. Like this video if you haven't already. Turn on post notification channel if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed this week's version of NHL Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's episode 23 of season 9. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 24 of season 9. See you there. Peace.